Japanese car, built by the Germans, being reviewed in Britain, nothing says Mr. Worldwide like this Toyota Supra. This is the 2021 Toyota Supra, and specifically the Mark V. Now, it does have the BMW B58 engine, and it's a 3-litre inline 6. It does also share the same wheelbase as the Z4, but it has a bit more of a wider track, which I have to say is pretty cool. It is a little bit controversial because Supra lovers, they do sort of question the unity between BMW and Toyota, but we'll look into that. Which raises the question that, is this a chameleon or a wolf in sheep's clothing? This is the second generation B58, and that is due to the fact that when BMW were developing this, they actually gave their engines to Toyota and it failed Toyota's stress test. So Toyota took some of those nuggets that were going wrong, rejigged it and gave it back to BMW, and here we are. So maybe it does have just a little bit of Toyota's reliability after all. Now, Toyota tell us that this is a 335 brake horsepower car. However, they might slightly undersell because realistically, this is looking at a 340 to 50 brake horsepower car in actual reality. And this one is special because it doesn't have a locked ECU and doesn't have a speed limiter. Power is sent to the rear wheels, and you have an 8-speed automatic ZF transmission, which is also very, very popular and works very well. Gear shifts are quite smooth with this transmission, so it's quite nice that BMW did actually put this in. Now the nitty gritty, the exterior, and it is unapologetically very, very Japanese. And at the back, you've got this wide body stance, and it almost has an anime inspired look about it. When we look at the Mark IV Supra, the influence is certainly there. If we look at the long bonnet or even the short rear, or how it's got these wide hips, it certainly does look like it is influenced but has more of a modern take on it. You get these 19-inch alloys, also this ducktail spoiler that I do actually quite like, and these are one of the few cars I would justify having an F1 rain light. I actually do quite like it. And that Supra badge is a chef's kiss and looks pretty good when you're passing all the slowies on the motorway. You do get the wing mirrors, which are borrowed from the Z4, and on the left side, on the passenger side, that is the wing mirror that does slightly angle down when you put it into reverse, so that is a BMW element. You get 2 exhausts and they look quite purposeful without looking over the top, and they sound like this. Now inside, it's a complete contrast, and it's very, very, very German in here. You have everything which is very much from BMW. You have these buttons here, you even have this rotary dial, which again is from BMW. Even the buttons and the steering wheel paddle shifters, again from BMW. What I am noticing, however, is there's not much Supra detailing in here, so you don't have really any etching on the seats or anything on the dash at all. And I do think it would be nice just to have that little bit more of a drizzle, just to let you know you're in a Supra. Now, this does use BMW's iDrive, but if you are someone who is an iPhone lover, then this car is suited to you because it does have Apple CarPlay. However, it doesn't have Android Auto for some reason. So you do get heated full leather seats, and one thing that's quite nice actually is you get padding on the center console on the side and also on the door, so it keeps you a little bit more supported and less in pain when your legs are hitting the side when you're going through corners. And you also do get 12 JBL speakers, which sound like this. Now, moving on to the boot, you do get 290 litres, which is about the same as a Ford Fiesta, just sort of rejigged. However, you don't get a boot button for the rear. You have to either open the door and get it from the front, or use the key. and it opens like so. What I will like to mention as well is you do get quite a bit of a lift. So if you are trying to heavy lift items in and out, practicality sort of might be a little bit questionable. However, it is quite a good decent size. You do get some practical elements as well, such as these fixes on the side, and you do get a little bit of netting just to hold in certain items which sort of take your fancy. Now, a lot of cars will depreciate over 50% of their value over 5 years as a period. However, the Supra actually retains its value, and the number is 53.7%, which, give it credit where it's due. So you do feel every lump and bump in this car, but that is because it's not designed to be driven in roads where it's like the UK where you've got every lump and bump. But overall, turning circles really good on it. It's got a very small turning circle, so trying to park this car or trying to do little tiny maneuvers, you've got no issues at all. Going over bumps, like I said, you will feel them, but overall I'm pretty impressed. So it does clear speed bumps actually quite well. I'm quite surprised at that. Handling, it's pretty good. It's got pretty good handling. So the 0 to 60 time on this car is 4.3 seconds. In actual reality, is it actually that? No, it's a little bit quicker. It's around 3.8 seconds, which is very speedy. I mean, it just holds power, it picks it up. So we're gonna send it. That is really fun.
Trying this.
It's really aggressive. Gosh, it's so fun. And the braking's really good on it as well. It's very responsive. Are you gonna shimmy out my way? Excuse me? No? No? Some of them are a little bit stubborn, aren't they? I don't particularly want to undertake him. Excuse me, you're ruining my fun.
You're right. You really don't want you going past him.
No, he doesn't, and I can't really undertake him. Not that you should legally, sounds very illegal. It's very smooth though. I'm very impressed, even at high speeds. It doesn't feel like you're going as fast as what you're going. It still feels like you're doing very comfortable speeds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm quite shocked.
Lift the throttle, just like a quick press down. And you hear the pops as well.
Yeah, you can. You only get 2 modes in this car, one being sport and one being comfort. You don't get sport plus and you don't get eco, which I do find a little bit bizarre because especially in a car like this, you'd hope to save every single penny you can. However, that's not the case. And park this. Let's see if I can. I should be okay. I can reverse to save my life. See how this reverses. So you said press this button.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got you. Visibility is a little bit questionable in here. So you are quite reliant on using this back camera. I mean, it's not overly bad, but it does the job. 2 things that the owner doesn't particularly like about this car. One being that they do actually like the vents, but not the fact that a lot of them are fake. And the second being, which I do actually agree, the steering wheel's a little bit basic. Looks like it's been pulled from a taxi man's Prius. I don't really know what's going on with this black block of plastic there, but it's a bit of a shame because they certainly could have really made this the focal point and they just didn't. Now the controversy. Due to the fact that BMW had so much influence in this car, it does certainly spike some quite strong opinions about this car. Now, what I would say is, and it is the uncomfortable truth, yes, Toyota could have put maybe a little bit more effort and could have designed this car independently. However, it wouldn't have given us the concoction that we have today. My final verdict on this car, and what I will have to say is I'm really impressed with it. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're not fans of this car, but from a neutral perspective, I have to say it's probably one of my favorite cars that I've driven. I think it's smooth, it picks up speed well. It has that fun element and it certainly has presence about it in terms of looks. There's not many cars which really catch your eye on the road, and this is certainly one of them. Would I love to have this car? Definitely. Lucky man.